Alright, I have about 20 minutes to film this video before I have to be somewhere, but this is future Kate giving you guys an update because currently it is June 22nd. As of right now, we have so many videos lined up that we have not fully edited and posted yet, so expect that to come out afterwards. We are currently back in Philly. There's a long update. That's why I'm making this video, so none of you are confused. So if you have not followed us on our Instagram, basically we closed our brick and mortar store last month. By the way, I'm currently at my parents'. I hear my dad cooking. Danny, our little dachshund, Danny DeVito, he's out here walking around and playing. So if you hear any background noises, that's what that is. Hi, Danny. Hey. My foot already fell asleep. I've been sitting here for like the past hour. We just filmed a whole Reels TikTok video, and it was basically me unboxing a Sunny Angel to keep you people that have no attention span on the video so that you guys can listen to the explanation. My mushroom one fell off, I don't know where, so this is perfect, and it's a look back 20th anniversary one, so how fitting. I wanted the gator one though, and we got the little elephant. It's fine. Okay, so where should we start? I broke it into sections on my phone right here. So the first section is the future of Coterie Market, our business. So if you didn't already see our Instagram post, all the details of why we're closing and whatnot, it's on there if you want to go ahead and read. But long story short, we want to expand our store into a cafe because we make iced superfood lattes, as I'm sure you saw in our previous vlogs. So we make these drinks, yet our store is not big enough to have it turn into a cafe. So there's like food, licensing, permitting, building stuff that gets too complicated. But basically, the store is too small. So, not me getting a call in the middle of this video. Anyways, basically, we had another year in that lease, and we could decide in June or July whether or not we wanted to stay for another year. So if we did, rent would go up, and we weren't sure if it was the best decision for us just because we already know what we want. In order to open a cafe, me and Brayden have never been baristas before, and somehow we just developed our iced superfood lattes, and I feel like you would definitely need to be a barista at some point, if not at multiple places, just so you know what you're doing. And it makes sense because if we were to look for investors to help us build out the cafe of our dreams, it would make sense that it would be someone experienced, especially in the industry. So that's what me and Brayden are doing now. So we're taking the time off to go and work as different baristas in different cities and different stores so we get a better understanding and experience for our cafe that we want to build. And next part, with all that being said, we have officially moved out of Florida. So in the span of maybe a week or two, we had to move out of the store, our storage unit, and our house. We held like a whole estate sale, multiple days. Okay, people were coming in and out of the house. It was like a little party, and they were basically buying all the furniture and stuff from us. If you have never tried that method, I highly recommend, instead of selling like one item at a time, because it moves a lot quicker. But anyways, after we moved out officially, we drove up the East Coast. So we packed everything we owned in a little Prius and drove up 13 something hours. We of course stopped at different cities, so we took like a night here or there, and it was kind of like a mini vacation. We went to Charlotte, and then we also went to Richmond, Virginia. We've been there before, and we love to check out the small businesses that are there before coming back home to Philly. So right now, we are at my parents' house, and we are here for one more week until we continue on with our plan. So this brings us to the question, the next section of my notes. What will we be doing right now? So in the next week, we will be leaving to China. We got accepted to a program in China, and we'll be there for the month of July. So before we go there, we have to make our way from the East Coast to China, and you can always book a direct flight. I feel like that's what normal people do. For us, we booked a journey to visit 10 cities within the span of 2 weeks in between the time we leave here to go to China. So those 10 cities we will be visiting within the 2 weeks would be Oslo, Copenhagen, Berlin, Munich, Verona, Milan, Helsinki, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, and then Beijing. So those are the 10 cities, and basically it's just to get over there. And we did it because obviously we want to enjoy the time that we have off and explore these places, and it was also the cheaper version to get over there. We would basically be paying the same amount if we flew direct from JFK New York airport to the Beijing airport, and we figured why not just spend that extra time and enjoy our backpacking journey. So that is what we'll be doing, and you best bet we'll be posting all that to our YouTube. So the reason why I said this is future Kate talking is because we have so many videos lined up that we will be posting within the next week or two, queued up. We've been editing, and Brandon's actually over there making the thumbnails for these videos right now. So I've passed on my editing torch to Brayden. I'm editing the videos, he's now doing the thumbnails, so that way we can get this process moving. So you'll be seeing footage from January, February of when we were in LA or Austin for our different events, so keep an eye out for that. Next section. After we get done the program in July, we are most likely living in Thailand for a month or two, depending on our situation. As of right now, our inspiration comes a lot from Thailand cafes and the way that they make the drinks, the equipment they use. We want to know all about it, and not just Thailand, but places like Vietnam as well, Japan or Korea, like where they're known for the coffee or the branding of the cafes. We think it's really important that we do our due diligence and our research before opening our own. So that's why we are taking this trip abroad. When we come back, we plan on opening our online Coterie market store. We tried that when we had the store, and that was insane to deal with just because the inventory and whatnot was not lining up with the online store, and we did it during Black Friday. That was a mess, so don't recommend doing that. But we will be reactivating our online store and actually creating our own items, as well as collaborating with some of our past vendors and new vendors to create like one-of-a-kind products for you guys. So our store will be coming back when we come back to the US. So our overall goal is to come back to Gainesville to open our cafe. So we think that Gainesville is a perfect place just because that is basically where we grew Coterie Market, and we found that there's a need for this type of cafe in the city. I don't want to speak too much on it. I think I've told some customers we have something very detailed of what we envision our cafe to look like and perform as. So we definitely are going to be working very hard to make those dreams a reality. There's going to be a lot of things that need to fall into place. But let's just say me and Brandon have a very high standard of what we expect this coffee shop to be, especially because we're already putting so much time and research into it, as well as, I'm going to assume later in the future, money. We definitely want everything to go accordingly to plan, and we know that it never goes that way. So we're excited to see what type of different obstacles and opportunities and people we meet along the way. At the end of the day, we wouldn't even have developed our superfood lattes if we didn't have our store delay. So for those that don't know, we were supposed to open our store January of 2023, and then they postponed it due to construction delays, permitting, all that loveliness, until June. It took us 6 extra months, but during the 6 extra months, that's when we actually developed our superfood lattes. So the more you know. I'm sure something like that is going to happen again. While we're traveling, we're excited to be able to go to different markets and meet different vendors and learn from them as well, just because I feel like we can't grow as people if we stay in one location, and I think we are going to be bringing back a lot of useful knowledge, and I think the city of Gainesville would appreciate that. I don't know, everything that we love and the stuff that we invest our time into, our customers have also loved as well, just because they can see the passion behind it, just because me and Brandon wouldn't pursue something that we aren't passionate about. So that is the general update of what we're doing. So basically, long story short, we closed our store. We will be hopefully reopening in the future as a cafe and the store. So everything you know and that you've seen on YouTube, it would basically be a bigger and better version of that. And then we are going to be traveling right now until we get back to the US, and that's when we're going to open our online store. And if you wanted to support our journey during this whole thing, you can just stay active with our Instagram, YouTube, and be able to support us that way. If you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that. And then also on our Instagram, we'll be posting obviously more short form content on there. So that is a full update before I resume posting all our old content. We will be posting our new content soon, obviously, of our vlogging adventures of our backpacking journey, so that way you guys can see that as well. If you like this type of like sit down content, we can definitely do more of those where we break down like the cost of everything, the flights that we booked, like how we got cheap flights, the hotels, just because we are doing it on a budget. Our entire trip to go to Beijing, and the 10 cities, hostels, hotels, transportation. They all cost around like 1,100 something. So if you want, we can break down that. Just so if you want to go on like a trip like that, you can as well. You can obviously write down like the cafes or the places we visit and compile like a whole list, and we can do like a city guide, food guide, cafe guide, something like that. So if you like those type of things, let me know and we can try and do something for that too. So I hope you guys enjoy. We will see you guys later.